Welcome to the Fear and Greed Daily Interview. I'm Sean Aylmer. There's no doubt that technology has made many aspects of running a small business easier, but when every element of a small business is digitised separately, for example, booking appointments, taking payments and managing online reviews, then the sheer number of apps and trying to make sure it all syncs up can be quite onerous, to say the least. So it makes sense that the next wave of support for small businesses is all about streamlining the process, combining all of those different functions into one platform. One such platform is Thrive, Thryv, Thrive, a US small business software company. It has a large Australian presence as well, including owning the iconic Yellow Pages and White Pages brands. Elise Balsillie is the head of Thrive Australia, which is a great supporter of this podcast. Elise, welcome to Fear and Greed.
Thanks for having me, Sean. Great to be here.
For a thoroughly modern company, Thrive has a very long history. Take me through how it's evolved, where it started and how it got to where you are today.
For more than 100 years, we've been helping small to medium businesses right across Australia with brands like the White Pages and the Yellow Pages. In 2021, Thrive acquired Census in Australia. And for the past 2 years, we've been providing the SaaS platform Thrive to clients right across the Australian marketplace.
Okay, so if we put that into for people like me, so what are those sort of services? So the SaaS platform, but what are the things that you're providing, the services you're providing that help small businesses?
Running a small business is really challenging. We provide everything from helping clients be able to manage their database, from invoicing, quoting, managing their reputation online. There are lots of challenges in today's world with running a small business and so many digital tools that small business owners could be using. By using one platform that can help manage your entire client experience, that's absolutely where Thrive positions themselves.
Okay. In the intro, as we were writing that, we're thinking about all the different things that small businesses do. Are there not, what surprised me a little bit when I stopped to think about it was all these different functions you need to do as a small business. There isn't actually a central one-stop shop, and that's kind of what you're saying Thrive is trying to do.
Absolutely. One of the challenges that we realised early on was that small business owners were spending more and more of their personal time working on their business rather than being at their son's football game on a weekend. During the week, they were a plumber or an electrician, but actually of an evening and over the weekend, they were doing invoicing, quoting, bookings, scheduling, confirming next week's appointments. And all of those things took time and took them away from their family life. So with Thrive, we're supporting small business owners in being able to manage all of those tasks with automation and a platform whilst they're on the go, rather than needing to come home and do it of an evening or over the weekend.
So it's all app-based and a lot of it's phone-based?
Absolutely. They can manage their business from their pocket whilst they're on the go so that they're not needing to manage things with pen and paper and drive backwards and forwards to the factory or office. They can manage it wherever they are.
Okay. How did you end up as the owner of the Yellow and White Pages brands?
So Census was formerly owned by Telstra, and Telstra owned the Yellow and White Pages brands in conjunction with a company called Platinum Equity.
Okay. So you bought Census in 2021. How are you using those brands now?
So the White Pages and Yellow Pages brands still support tens of thousands of clients right across Australia, whether it be from our printed directories, our online directories, or a range of digital marketing services products. Thrive is almost the natural extension to that conversation. For years, we've been helping small to medium business owners drive leads into their business. We're now driving repeat business out of those leads. We're helping them manage their relationships with those clients that they bring into the business, and we're helping manage the payments, the invoicing, even their reputation following a job so that they can solicit some really great reviews.
Stay with me, Elise. We'll be back in a minute. My guest this morning is Elise Balsillie, head of Thrive Australia. It's interesting talking to you. We talk a lot about small businesses using technology. Is small business very good at using technology?
I think there's probably two sectors. There's those that don't know where to start and they end up building a business that's built with lots of pieces of technology intertangled with each other, and they built quite a complex beast to run their small business. But you would be surprised with the amount of small business owners that still run off a pen and paper. They have really high no-show rates. They don't confirm their appointments. So there's definitely a vast and varied opportunity sitting in that space. But the piece that we really saw was that no one was supporting them with running their business and making that digital step change.
Okay, so what type, is there a sector that Thrive works best with? I'm sure Thrive works well across all sectors. I'm asking Elise Balsillie this. I'm sure you will agree with me on that one. But are there sectors that are particularly relevant to Thrive or that are more likely to use Thrive?
So we definitely position ourselves in the small to medium business sector and also the franchise sector. From a verticals within, service-based businesses absolutely benefit from utilising these technologies. So things like accountants, things like plumbers, electricians, dentists, doctors, there's so many examples of businesses that are utilising Thrive to run their business, but all of those businesses are small to medium businesses or franchise opportunities.
Okay, so what are the sorts of things that can be automated to relieve some of the pressure on business owners?
I think the good example that I was just chatting through was the example of the plumber or the electrician, keeping sort of a paper diary and writing down his appointments. He finds he has really high no-show rates. So imagine if the day before we could remind all of those clients that they had bookings the following day. We would then solicit confirmations from those clients. And when he woke up the next morning, he would know that of the 5 jobs he had booked in, 4 of those clients had confirmed, but 1 of them hadn't. And that's then a really timely prompter to be able to pick up the phone and see whether that client was still going to be there. And if not, you know in advance that the client's not going to be there and can schedule another job. One of the other areas that small businesses really struggle with is cash flow. From invoicing and quoting, but ultimately getting paid on time is one of those areas that small business owners struggle with. So by utilising automation, we can send SMS reminders to remind people when their bills are due. We can send reminders when bills are overdue, and we can really automate that process so that it doesn't rely on the business owner needing to sit down at the end of the week, reconcile his accounts, work out who's paid and who hasn't paid, and then commence that follow-up process. We can really start that process from the day the bill's due.
Okay, and so is Thrive a subscription-based? How does it work? How do people get involved?
It is absolutely a subscription-based platform. So it is an opportunity where we will sit down with a small business owner, understand their business from end to end, and really make a recommendation of a product here that's going to solve the biggest problems of that small business. Most small business owners have got problems that keep them awake at night, and really we try and solve those big hitting problems first and foremost. And so the subscription-based service will be definitely tailored to solving those problems.
Okay, so if I'm a small business and I want to get involved in Thrive's platform, what is it that I've got to give up? So this is all fine, but it just does mean spending a couple of hours with your guys, and then is it half an hour a day using the app? I'm just, in a really practical sense, what do business owners need to do to get the most out of Thrive?
So what we typically find is that when we have a new client sign on, we will align them with a business coach. So that business coach in the beginning will help educate the customer around how to build out a CRM, around how to communicate and educate and talk to their customer base via email if that's the problem they're trying to solve. And we'll really hold their hand every step of the way as we build out the software and coach and educate them in how to use that software. At a point in time, a business owner can start to do all of those tasks on their own. For some customers, they buy the software, they're straight into it, and they're absolutely using it from day one. For other business owners, we're really there for the first couple of weeks, holding their hand and supporting them every step of the way. But the software is super simple to use. So instead of writing your invoice up on a carbonated sheet of paper when you're with your client, you're writing it up directly into the app. It's then getting SMS'd or emailed directly to the client. It's actually saving you time and probably taking just as long as the old pen and paper version would take you to write out. But the difference is we're then inputting that client straight into the CRM, and everything's happening thereafter through an automated process. So it's quick and easy, and very much business owners can use it whilst on the go.
And it's presumably saving people money at the end of the day, or making them money might be a better way of putting it.
I was going to say it probably does both. I think one of the pieces of information we hear all the time from small business owners is that Thrive is like an employee within their business. It's following up on things in the background. It's confirming tomorrow's appointments. It's driving leads into the business through the CRM. It's managing their social media presence online. It's doing all of these things effortlessly in the background while a small business owner is making money working in their business.
Fantastic. Elise, thank you for talking to Fear and Greed.
No problems. Thank you very much for having me, Sean.
That was Elise Balsillie, head of Thrive Australia, which is a supporter of this podcast. This is the Fear and Greed Daily Interview. Join us every morning for the full episode of Fear and Greed, Australia's most popular business podcast. I'm Sean Aylmer. Enjoy your day.